Here I am. So welcome guys. So and while I do that, come join me and talk, and we're gonna go through the draft. And I'm in the process of making the video for NXT 2.0 watch along tonight, but I just have the thumbnail, and I'm gonna make one after that. I'm gonna make one for AEW, obviously, for tomorrow. I have the match list for NXT, and I'm gonna have the match list for AEW. That's what I like about AEW. There's always a match list. They always have a match card, right? But yes, so I'm gonna promote this. Of course, if we can find it. And yeah, we're gonna talk the draft while I promote this. So let's get this share screen up. Put it on Discord. I'm gonna tweet it out. So we finally got the draft, right? Why? I'm sorry. I just have it from a friend. I just had to laugh at. So yeah, let's do this. So while I promote this, I'm gonna share a screen. We're gonna go to draft recap. We're gonna talk about the draft. Got some interesting moves. Got some cops from NXT who's been drafted. Surprise cops! And yes, we're gonna talk about this. Let's go over it. So this is from CBS Sports. Yeah, CBS Sports. And let's go over the draft. So the annual draft. So yes. So of course, right? I'm sorry. All right. Okay, so we'll go with the Raw. The Raw roster here. So Big E, guys. And thank you for liking. So Big E, Raw, men, the men's side. Big E, Randy Orton, and Riddle. Of course, the WWE champion and the tag team champion stay on Raw. Edge is getting drafted to Raw, back from SmackDown. Keith Lee got drafted from Raw, staying on Raw. Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio is moving from SmackDown to Raw. Austin Theory getting caught up from NXT to Raw. Bobby Lashley staying on Raw. Seth Rollins coming back to Raw. Damian Priest staying on Raw. Styles Osmo staying on Raw. Kevin Owens moving back to Raw. Montez Ford, Angelo Dawkins, Street Profits moving to Raw. Finn Balor moving to Raw. Karrion Kross stay on Raw. And here's the surprise draft pick, the shocking draft pick. Gable Stevenson, Olympic medal from this past Olympics in wrestling, has been drafted, bypassing everything, NXT and everything, to be drafted to Raw. Drake Maverick's back on Raw. Reggie stay on Raw. Akira Tozawa stay on Raw. Chad Gable and Otis, the Academy, is being moved to Raw. R-Truth is staying on Raw. John Morrison is staying on Raw. Now T-Bar and Mace have broken up. T-Bar stay on Raw. Apollo Crews and Commander Aziz is moving from SmackDown to Raw. Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode, the Dirty Dogs, has moved to Raw. Jackson Riker is staying on Raw. Veer is staying on Raw. Shawn Benjamin, Cedric Alexander, and The Miz are all staying on Raw. So that's for the men's. Let's get to the women's. Bianca Belair being moved to Raw. Rhea Ripley and Nikki ASH, the tag team champions. Technically, they can defend the title on SmackDown and Raw, but they're being drafted to Raw. If they lose the titles, they're Raw properly. Moving to Raw. The SmackDown Women's Champion, Becky Lynch, is being moved to Raw. Will she be should probably not be champion by the time this goes into effect. Remember, the effect goes on after Crown Jewel, October 22nd, despite what she's been seeing on the TV the past few days on Monday and Friday. Alexa Bliss is staying on Raw. And for the first time ever since she's being drafted, Carmella is being moved to Raw. Yes, she's never been on Raw. Nia Jax is staying on Raw. Zelina Vega is being moved to Raw. Doudrop is staying on Raw. Dana Brooke is staying on Raw. Liv Morgan is on Raw, being moved to Raw. Mia Yim is being moved to Raw, I guess. Tamina, I think I'm not sure if she's SmackDown on Raw. She's on Raw. And Tegan Nox, they're bringing up the tag team, Tegan Nox and Shotzi Blackheart. And Tegan Nox is being drafted to Raw, as you can see. Now, let's go over to the SmackDown side. Now, SmackDown roster is smaller because it's a 2-hour show instead of a 3-hour show like Raw. So, Roman Reigns, obviously, the Universal Champion, stay on Raw. Drew McIntyre is being moved from Raw to SmackDown. Kofi Kingston and Xavier as a New Day is being moved to Raw. Happy Corbin is staying on Raw, staying on SmackDown with Madcap Moss. Isaiah Scott, Top Dollar, Ashanti Adonis, and part of the Hit Roll is being called up from NXT to SmackDown. Jeff Hardy is being moved to SmackDown. The Usos, so part of the Bloodlines. The Bloodlines basically staying on SmackDown. King Nakamura is staying on SmackDown with Rick Boogs, the Intercontinental Champion. Sheamus is being moved to SmackDown. The Viking Raiders, Eric and Eva, are being moved to SmackDown. Ricochet is being moved to SmackDown. Alberto Carrillo and Angel Garza are moving to SmackDown. Cesaro is staying on SmackDown. Rich Holland is being caught up from NXT 2.0 to be on SmackDown. Sami Zayn staying on SmackDown. Drew Gulak, is being moved to SmackDown. Mace, like breaking up a T-Bar, is being moved to SmackDown. Mustafa Ali and Mansoor are being moved to SmackDown. Jinder Mahal and Shanky are being moved to SmackDown. That's the men's side. Let's get to the women. Charlotte Flair, the Raw Women's Champion, she'll probably lose it then. It's being moved to SmackDown. B-Fab, part of the Hit Roll, is being caught up to SmackDown. Naomi staying on SmackDown. Sasha Banks is staying on SmackDown. Shayna Baszler is being moved to SmackDown from Raw. Ali is being caught up to SmackDown. Aaliyah has been caught up to SmackDown. Toni Storm is staying on SmackDown. Shotzi Blackheart breaking up with Tegan Nox is staying on SmackDown, I guess. And Natalya is on SmackDown. And SLS and there are free agents who's currently injured. For example, Bailey hasn't been drafted. She's a free agent, so she could join any brand. She's injured, so that's why she's not been drafted. Asuka, same thing. She's a free agent because she's injured. Goldberg could join any brand. Cena could join any brand he's one. He's basically, they have that right. I think the same with Lesnar. Same with Eva Marie, even though she's selling the injury from Shayna a week ago, is a free agent. She could go anywhere. Do you want to go over? Let's go over how the draft went, okay, guys? So let's go by rounds, okay? Rounds. So, the first round, Raw took Big E, the WWE champion, of course. SmackDown keeps Roman Reigns. And then Raw drafts Bianca Belair in the first round. Charlotte Flair is in the first round of right? For SmackDown. RK Bro in the second round stays on Raw. Drew McIntyre, the first pick in the second round, goes to SmackDown. Edge, the fourth pick, goes to Raw. New Day goes from Raw to SmackDown as the second pick in round 2, the fourth pick. In round 3, the Women's Tag Team Champions Rhea Ripley and Nikki ASH are picked first in round 3. Happy Corbin Backup Boss are first pick in round 3. Keith Lee is the second pick in the third round for Raw. And Hit Row, second pick in SmackDown in round 3. Round 4, Ray Dominic, first pick in round 4. Naomi for SmackDown, first pick. Austin Theory caught up from NXT 2.0 was the second pick in round 4 for Raw. Jeff Hardy's moving from Raw to SmackDown is the second pick in round 4 for SmackDown. And these are the picks are announced on Talkie Smack on Saturday. Nia Jax, Drake Maverick, Reggie, Zelina Vega, Akira Tozawa, Alpha Academy, R-Truth, John Morrison, Doudrop, T-Bar, Apollo Crews, and Commander Aziz. For the SmackDown side, Aaliyah, Tony Storm, Drew Gulak, Mace, Mustafa Ali, and Mansoor. And yeah, so let's get down to we got this for tomorrow, for yesterday's part 2, yesterday. So, of course, Becky Lynch is first overall for Raw. She's moving from SmackDown to Raw. And yeah. And then the Usos are staying on SmackDown. Bobby Lashley's going to Raw. Staying on Raw. Sasha Banks on SmackDown. And then we got Seth Rollins. You know, Yeah, you know the results. Okay, I told you this pretty much. Um, but yeah, that's the draft yesterday, or the conclusion of the draft. Like once again, it doesn't take effect until 22nd, even though the draftees or whatever have been appearing on the brands. We got Charlotte Flair was on SmackDown. Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch was on Raw last night. Bianca Belair was on Raw, even though technically they're drafted to those brands, but technically they're still Charlotte's still a Raw superstar until the 22nd, and Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch are technically still SmackDown superstars till the 22nd. But unfortunately, they were on the Raw. You know why? It's obviously because they wanted people to tune in. Obviously, I didn't expect no change to Roman Reigns and Big E. I expected no change there. People are very disappointed that the New Day has been drafted to SmackDown. Right? And once again, they break up. They keep the New Day broken up. That's true. And feel free to like, whatever, do whatever you want. Alright, guys? I'm just gonna add people. Don't worry, my friends. So, yeah, okay. So, yeah, okay. Okay. So, yeah. So, we're gonna go over this draft, guys. We're gonna go over the draft. So, I kind of, you know what? So I want to go over something very important. Rhea Ripley and Nikki ASH are the women's tag team champions of the main roster. Unfortunately, they broke up two of the tag teams in this draft. Natalia and Tamina are broken up, and Shotzi and Tegan Knox have been broke up. Now whatever tag teams there are left for Rhea Ripley and Nikki ASH is in WWE there are, it's nowhere to be seen. There's no tag team in right now on the main roster for the women's side for Nikki ASH and Rhea Ripley to defend their titles against. There's nobody on the main roster. What are they gonna do? Are they gonna randomly team up people like Carmella and Zelina Vega or something? Or are they gonna randomly team up like, I don't know, Tony Storm and Shotzi or Tony Storm and Tegan Knox? They broke up the would they break up the tag teams? This has been a disaster. Like this. Ever since these belts came, they haven't booked these belts right very good, especially in the last year, because of the lack of tag teams, and they haven't even gone down to NXT to defend them all very often. Whoever had the tag team titles in the main roster, they went to NXT occasionally, but really never got to defend them right against. But I think Sasha and Bayley did. I don't know who else. It's once again, WWE doesn't know what to do. Like, just a, here's my idea. Get rid of, just abolish the tag team titles, women's tag team titles, especially on the main roster, maybe in NXT to an extent, because they don't get defended as much as well. But especially the main roster, just get rid of them. Just get rid of those tag team titles, because it's clear they have no idea how to book tag teams or how to build tag teams with the women's tag team titles, because there's no team out there left. There's no team on the main roster. They just got Rhea Ripley and Nikki. There's who are they going to defend the tag team titles against? No, Ghosts, Invisible Woman. What? Who? What the? This is. Why would it break up the teams? It makes no fucking sense, seriously. Really, it makes no fucking sense. It's... Well, that's... that's one of the things I question what WWE is doing, man. I'm sorry. What time is it? 3:07? Oh my god. Okay, 3:10 actually. 3:11. It's... I don't know. So, okay. So, Roman Reigns is staying on SmackDown, right? Big E is staying on Raw. On the SmackDown side of things, Drew McIntyre gets drafted to Raw. I'm pretty sure in the future they're going to go back to Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns. Now, Roman Reigns got the better of Drew McIntyre in 2019 and last year's Survivor Series. Now, Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns might end up being a WrestleMania main event type match if there's no special attraction returning for WrestleMania. Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre might end up being a WrestleMania main event match. This coming up WrestleMania. That's what they should build it up to. There's still a story there where Drew McIntyre has never beaten Roman Reigns, and this is a perfect time to build up Drew McIntyre. Look, Drew McIntyre doesn't have to win the Rumble, right? He doesn't have to win the Rumble, right? Obviously, because there's 2 championships. But I think at WrestleMania, there's no other plans for Roman Reigns. I don't know any. There's no early WrestleMania plans for Roman Reigns in 2023. But I think. Or 22. I think Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre could be another WrestleMania main event. No, Roman Reigns, I think it's going to be Brock Lesnar at Crown Jewel. I know it's Brock Lesnar and everybody's going to be, oh yeah, Brock Lesnar. You know what? With Brock Lesnar, there's always a high possibility he's going to he's going to take the title. I don't think so, not this time. Not with how hot Roman Reigns has been. Keep him champion at least till WrestleMania for a year and a half. Have the longest reign in, like, I don't know. He might end up breaking CM Punk's reign. And CM Punk's reign was over 400 days. And I think Roman Reigns is over 300 days because he won back in late August last year, right? The last day of August, payback, I think it was. Payday, I almost said payday. And it's probably been, almost 400 days? I think you hold it for 500 to 600 days. So keep the title on Roman Reigns until WrestleMania and have a Drew McIntyre there. If there's no other plans for Roman Reigns there. I think Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre is definitely a WrestleMania main event, or at least Royal Rumble. But I think that's a possibility. I think right now, who's on the on the SmackDown roster? There's some guys Roman Reigns could go through. I think Drew McIntyre is the biggest threat to Roman Reigns' title. To the title, besides Brock Lesnar. But I think in the short term, Brock Lesnar is the biggest threat. But in long term, I think it's Drew McIntyre. Because Drew has never become Universal Champion. He has become WWE Champion, but never Universal Champion. Right? Yeah. So I think that's what might happen. On the Raw side of things, Big E can have a lot of competition for his WWE Championship. He can still continue once Lashley is done with Goldberg, a crown jewel. Big E possibly can go back with a little program with Lashley, Seth Rollins. I don't know if Kevin Owens turns heel. Maybe Kevin Owens. There's a lot of guys. You could build up Keith Lee, Karrion Kross. I don't know. There's a lot of guys on the Raw side. They can help build up for Big E. I mean, I think Seth Rollins and Big E. I think those are to be once Seth Rollins is done with Edge. I think that would be tremendous. I think that'd be tremendous. I know they have been wrestling each other on the live events, but that's different. With Seth Rollins, okay, going back to Lashley, power versus power, why not? I think that's gonna happen. Well, the thing is, Survivor Series is gonna happen, so we're gonna have. I still think Big E is gonna be champion at Survivor Series, and I definitely still think Roman Reigns is gonna be champion at Survivor Series. So I think we're gonna have Big E versus Roman 1-on-1 at Survivor Series. Yes, Big E is having Drew McIntyre match at Crown Jewel. I think Big E retains. To let you know, I don't think the titles are switching brands. So yeah, Big E. But I know Big E and Roman Reigns. I think we're gonna have that match at Survivor Series. But after that, maybe Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley, Keith Lee. There's some interesting guys on the roster, right? And with Damian Priest, there's some guys on the roster on Damian Priest. Let me go back to that roster. For Raw, for Damian Priest, you got AJ Styles. If they want to go down that road, he could feud with AJ Styles. He could feud with Seth Rollins. I would like that. Kevin Owens if they turn him heel. Don't forget Finn Balor. I don't know what the plan with Gable Stevenson. Just take him out of the picture. Yeah. But here's some guys. But here, look at the main roster, the men's. For Lashley is same competitors as Damian Priest have. We can have Seth Rollins, Lashley for Big E. Same for Damian Priest. There's a lot of guys Damian Priest and Big E can have feuds with. You think who do you think will be champion after Big E? Raw, because I don't see Big E being champion at WrestleMania. Unfortunately, not like Roman Reigns. I think Roman Reigns has a longer term outlook with his title than Big E. I don't think Big E is gonna be short term. I've said the length of Big E is Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston about 5-6 months. I think that's the most for Big E, at least 3 to 6 months. And that is WrestleMania season, but I don't see him being champion at WrestleMania. I think he might lose it beforehand. I don't know. I can see them possibly. Seth Rollins being champion. I think with his gimmick, Seth Rollins after Edge, I think Seth Rollins would be perfect with the title. I think you give the title to him now. He'd even be more lovable and obnoxious. People love the Seth Rollins, but this Seth Rollins is annoying and obnoxious, right? And I think this is the best work in a long time as a character. I mean, his in-ring stuff is always great. He's always good in the ring, but his character work, I think this has been the best in a while. Yeah, and with the women's side, SmackDown. There's not look at the SmackDown side, the women's side. I'm gonna go to it. Azia Lee, Sasha Banks, Azia Lee, Italian Shotzi, right? So updated was. The women's side of the SmackDown side, we got Sasha Banks. So I think Crown Jewel Sasha Banks will win that triple threat match because Becky and Bianca are moving the Raw, and I don't want to do the exchange title thing where Becky retains, exchanges the title with Charlotte. If Charlotte's still Raw champion, I don't want to see that happening. I do think, or what they can do is just have Charlotte have a title match or something and lose the belt. Maybe lose the belt next week on Raw or the Raw before. Same if, right? To a Raw roster woman. I don't know. I don't want to do an exchange, and I do think a Crown Jewel. They're not gonna have Becky defend the title on a SmackDown show. They're gonna have her defend the Crown Jewel, and I do think she's gonna lose to Sasha Banks because right now Sasha Banks is the one being overlooked, and she's been getting the best out of really the Becky and Bianca feud. I know she got the best out of Bianca on SmackDown with the win. Then got attacked by Charlotte, of course, and then she got the best out of Bianca and Bayley last night after Becky interfered in the Bianca Belair versus Charlotte match, and she got to stand tall to end the show. And I do think she's the wild card here. I think she will win the Crown Jewel and become SmackDown Women's Champion, and because she is a SmackDown roster, I think women on the roster, I think it makes complete sense. Now, I did think they were going to break up the Street Profits, but that's not the case. And let's get to Crown Jewel stuff. So what does this mean for Crown Jewel? Well, we got Lashley and Goldberg, so that doesn't affect the draft at all. I would think if Lashley was champion, Lashley would win over here, but I think Goldberg's going to get the win over Lashley. And I don't think this hurts Lashley at all because this is not a title match. And I know there's a lot of people who are like, oh, Goldberg can't wrestle, Goldberg's old, he shouldn't be in the ring. Look, if I'm okay with Goldberg in the ring in these 2 to 5 minute matches, but as long as he's not he doesn't need to be in the title matches. He doesn't need to be in the title matches. That's all. I'm just saying about Goldberg. So I think he will beat Lashley at Crown Jewel. You got RK Bro versus Styles and Osmos at Crown Jewel. I know early predictions. This is early predictions. I might do a predictions show for Crown Jewel, but here's the thing. What I think is going to happen with RK Bro, I think they're going to milk this tag team title for a long time, this tag team duel, and then they're going to have the dysfunction, and I think RKO is going to turn, Randy Orton is going to turn on Matt Riddle, and then I think it might lead to a Riddle Orton match down the line, possibly at a Royal Rumble or WrestleMania match. I think that's going to happen to have Matt Riddle versus Randy Orton at a pay-per-view. That's from break up and Randy Orton to become heel again because Randy Orton's a snake. He's a viper. You can't trust snakes. We got Drew McIntyre versus Big E at Crown Jewel. I think Big E's gonna win here. It'll be one of his biggest wins once he beats Drew McIntyre in a clean match where he doesn't cash in the Money in the Bank. I think he will beat Drew McIntyre. But yeah, so that might have ramifications for the draft, right? Because Drew McIntyre wins, he brings the WWE Championship to SmackDown, and both the Universal title and WWE Championship would be on SmackDown. But that's not gonna happen. The WWE title is gonna stay on Raw. Big E's gonna win that match, obviously. Well, so we got these call-ups. Austin Theory has been called up the Raw. Isaiah Lee, SmackDown. Rich Holland is going to SmackDown. I'm surprised by Rich Holland, not Pete Dunne. But let's take effect. We'll see what happens here now with NXT 2.0 with the team of Pete Dunne and Rich Holland. Hit Row has been rumored to be called up, and they've been called up to SmackDown. I think they're half ready. I think Swerve Scott is definitely ready for the main roster. I don't know about Adonis and Top Dollar, but B-Fab, I don't think she's ready for the main roster in terms of wrestling, because I saw her 2 matches with Electric Lopez, and that match with the masked female wrestler, I forget her name, the week before, I was not impressed. I don't think she's good in the ring. I think she's too green. She's definitely not ready to be in a match on live TV. I mean, like in a bigger audience, where there's around 10,000 to 15,000 people. She's not ready to wrestle in front of a larger crowd. And putting her in front of an audience where we got 1 million views or 1 million to 1.5 million on Fox, she's not ready for wrestling. If she could just do the managing and talk stuff like that, fine. As long as she improves, goes to performance center and improves her ring work, her ability to get better, fine. But I don't think she's ready for wrestling on the main roster. Because some people I've watched, some people I'm friends with, and some people I watched on YouTube that talk about wrestling, they were not impressed with her matches. She was not good. She was not good in her matches. Look, it's only 2 matches, and she's green. She has a lot to learn, but she did not look good. And so as long as you don't have her wrestle, okay? As long as you have her talk and whatever, that's fine. That's fine. But if she wrestles, they're gonna expose her greenness real bad, a lot in front of a large audience, and they're gonna be like, and then in front of they might chant, "You can't wrestle, you can't wrestle." That's what I think might happen with B-Fab, because she's not ready, man. She's not ready to be in the ring. She has to do her reps, man. She has to get more experience, because she's not ready. You can disagree with me. You have a right to disagree with me, but I think it's pretty fair to say. I think it's quite obvious that she's no. I saw a drop kick she did. She's tall. I saw a drop kick she did. Was not a good drop kick. I'm like, oh my god, that was a bad drop kick. But yeah, that's the WWE draft, man. I mean, I went 35 minutes talking about the WWE draft. I know my friend Nate is happy Liv is moving to Raw, but he's not. But I think he's upset that Carmella and Liv are still on Raw, or it's on Raw too. But let's get to some news. Not much WWE related. Well, a little bit. Braun Strowman, his no complete clause has expired, obviously, so his 90 days are up. So he can sign with any promotion he wants. AEW, he could go back to WWE, Impact, Ring of Honor, New Japan, wherever he wants. But yes, I did mention the promotion in that list of promotions I gave examples as where he could go. So I think if you know what's up, it looks like Braun Strowman. This has been rumored, speculated, talked for a while that Braun Strowman may end up in Impact Wrestling, and it's looking more and more that that's the case, that they're close to the deal and Braun Strowman will be an Impact. Now, this is big. This is big for Impact, yes. Braun Strowman was highly used in WWE. champion. He was pushed to the moon. He was a champion, right? Pushed to the moon. Once in 2017, 2018, he was like so popular. He had bigger reaction than Roman Reigns. And Braun Strowman is a huge name for Impact. A huge name for Impact. A huge get for Impact. What he'll bring to Impact is power, speed, strength, whatever, credibility, because he was in WWE TV and he was used very well. And it kind of ruined him. They should have had him win the title when he was hot in 2017 against Brock. Remember that? And he had a credible feud with Roman Reigns. But yeah, it's just and yes, and Bound for Glory is coming up soon. Maybe he'll make his debut Bound for Glory and pummeling someone. I don't know. Makes his debut at Bound for Glory, the next pay-per-view for Impact, which I think I will watch. I've not been paying attention. The only matches I know of is Christian versus Josh Alexander for the TNA title Impact Championship, and Mickie James versus Deonna Purrazzo. And that's a match I'm willing to see. I mean, Mickie James versus Deonna Purrazzo. Yeah, give me that, man. When is Bound for Glory? Let me check. Is it this weekend or next weekend? I gotta check, guys. I gotta check. Let me check. If you know in the comments, tell me. Oh, it's Saturday, October 23rd. Whoa. 2 days after Crown Jewel. Because remember, Crown Jewel is on the Thursday this year, right? It's on a weekday. And I will be doing a live watch-along for Crown Jewel. Afternoon watch-along. But yeah, I am going to watch Impact. I'm really looking forward to this. I haven't been paying attention to the G1. But I'm gonna try to get into the G1 again. I don't know, New Japan. I do like New Japan, but I think for this year and a half, I really haven't. My interest in New Japan has really gone down a bit. I don't know why it is. I don't know why. It just has. Oh yes, let's talk about this. So, I forgot to write in the description below. Starting on Friday, Smackdown, we're gonna have the King of the Ring and the Queen of the Ring. For the first time ever, we're gonna have Queen of the Ring. And I'll be right back, and I'll talk about it. And we don't know the participants are yet, but we know it's from Raw and SmackDown, the women's superstars and the male superstars. But it starts this Friday on SmackDown for this, so we're gonna check out. So yeah, we're gonna do a watch along, right? For that, and the finals for the tournament is gonna be at Crown Jewel. They're gonna announce the final match is gonna take place. The final match for the King and Queen of the Ring is gonna take place at Crown Jewel to crown the King and Queen of the Ring. Now, you're thinking Charlotte Flair already calls herself the Queen. Yeah, I don't think Charlotte Flair needs this. I know Xavier Woods has been pushing for this, and a lot of people want Xavier Woods to be the King of the Ring. I hope it's old school. I hope the King of the Ring propels you to a bigger stage. And in later years, it did get to people that the main when people won King of the Ring, it did get them to the kind of main event status, and then get him a title shot. Like when Brock Lesnar won, it became number one contender. I hope when he become King of the Ring, it makes you a number one contender. And look, I'm sorry. Xavier Woods is cool. He's a cool guy. He's fun. I like his video game stuff. He's a good wrestler. But he's not a main eventer. And if he wins King of the Ring, and I'm just saying, they're probably not going to do it. And if they say whoever wins King of the Ring gets a title shot, and if Xavier Woods wins King of the Ring, I'm sorry, but he's going to get squashed by Roman Reigns. I want King of the Ring to be legit. I want it to help propel someone, give them a title shot, whatever. Propel someone to the next level in their career. So, and I want that for Queen of the Ring. That's why I don't want Charlotte Flair in it. I don't want Charlotte Flair in the Queen of the, in Queen of the Ring either. Give it to somebody who needs the next level. I don't know. Give it to Shayna Baszler. Maybe have, if I was from SmackDown, I'll have Shayna Baszler definitely in it. Somewhere like Shayna Baszler. I think pushing Shayna Baszler to become Queen of the Ring, the Queen of Spades, making her Queen of the Ring. I think that would definitely make her legit. Because the past few weeks, they've been doing the right thing with Shayna Baszler, making him the vicious, the dangerous, the sadistic Shayna Baszler that we saw in NXT. And if you make her win Queen of the Ring, she could definitely be a threat for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And I think now that she's on SmackDown, I think there's a much better chance that she becomes a Women's Champion on SmackDown, Shayna Baszler. And I think they're gonna book up Tony. I think they're gonna build up Tony Storm and Shotzi Blackheart to an extent. I don't think Shotzi Blackheart is gonna be like a champion, but she's gonna be there to win matches and take bumps because that's what she does. I think Tony Storm has some more potential than Shotzi Blackheart. I love Shotzi Blackheart. She's one of my favorites. She's cool, man. I just like her. But yeah. And I'll be right back. Yeah, it just got darker because I have people outside my condo. They're doing the windows, and I don't want them watching doing my stream. And after that, I'll wait up back up. I'm sorry. But yeah, I think Shayna Baszler should win Queen of the Ring, and I don't know what King. If they put her in there, I think she's gonna be in the. I think she's gonna be in it. But she is on Raw because it doesn't take an effect. But yeah. I don't know if they can turn Sasha Banks back to babyface quickly. They might, unless they build up Tony Storm. I think Tony Storm's only. I don't know. I think Sasha Banks is heel for a little bit, and they're gonna turn babyface again. I don't know. But yeah. So that's the Queen of the Ring and King of the Ring stuff. What else is there? I kind of want to end it because I was planning to end it here. But yeah. Tell me, comments below. Who do you want to win King of the Ring or Queen of the Ring? Who do you want your participants to be in the King or Queen of the Ring? I know a lot of people are gonna say Xavier Woods. I don't know what I'm saying for King, but for Queen, it should be Shayna Baszler for me. And just have her just beat up Dewdrop or something. Viciously attack, beat up Dewdrop, and then she goes to SmackDown, whatever. King? I don't know. But that's what I think about that. What else is there to talk about? Okay. So if you watch Dark Side of the Ring documentary, they talk about FMW, which is a Japanese promotion that did a lot of violent, hardcore death matches, and ECW took a lot of some inspiration from that promotion. It started by a Japanese wrestler named Onita, who, you know, there was two Japanese companies at the time, All Japan and New Japan. New Japan by Inoki, All Japan by Baba. Two biggest Japanese wrestler stars at the time, and arguably in the world. He was nothing Onita, nothing. He came to USA Terry Funk. He loved Terry Funk. The Funks were big in Japan. So he got to wrestle in USA, and there was a violent match that took place in the concessions. And then the crowds get wild. Crowds love violence in wrestling. They love it. One woman kicks Onita in the face with high heels, and he was bleeding. And Onita says in an interview, that's when he knew how much fans love violent wrestling. And he came up with a promotion, started a promotion called FMW, and he was always a babyface, but what this promotion did was a lot of violent stuff, death matches, explosions, fires, barbed wire, a lot of stuff. And he had the Funks over, they had Mick Foley over, that Jericho was there. Oh my god, there was incidents where he had 93 or 94, Terry Funk, he wrestled Terry Funk. He beat Terry Funk. It was like an exploding match. There was a kind of like the Omega Moxley match. That was kind of the Kenny Moxley match, Omega Moxley match at Revolution. It was kind of based off this match. He beats Terry Funk, and there was a timer right for the ring to explode. He beats Terry Funk. He gets out of the ring and he realizes there's only like a few seconds left. Oh my god! He tries to pull out Terry Funk because he can't pull him out. But he does. He puts his body over Terry Funk, and the ring explodes. And man, they survive. They live. They survive, but whoa. And Sabu was there. He was talking about his uncle facing Onita, another wrestler, in a fire match. There's a fire match. Everything around, like not an inferno match, a fire match, and it was getting too hot, and it was becoming the flames were becoming too much, and they're like, yeah, they couldn't breathe. They're like, yeah, we have to get out of here before we get burned. Nita, his acting partner, and Sabu managed to get out. Unfortunately, the uncle, the Sheik is the uncle of Sabu. It was hard for him to get out. He eventually got out, but he was badly burned, and it was too much. There's enough stuff like that should not have been done. He should not do a match like that. That's crazy. That's insanity. If somebody died, I'm sorry, you should be charged for manslaughter. That's crazy. And all of a sudden, he randomly retired, and he gave his promotion to his ring announcer, who fucked it up. He wanted to change the style, and what happened was in Japan, the Yakuza, the Japanese mafia, had a lot of financial banking in the promotion. And when the new guy with the new announcer took over trying to change it, it wasn't selling out. It was because the FMW was getting a lot of people, making a lot of money. But when the new guy tried to change a new direction away from the hardcore violence deathmatch style of wrestling, it wasn't making as much money because a lot of people didn't want to see that. They wanted to see what what FMW represented, and they couldn't pay the Yakuza. They couldn't pay the Yakuza because obviously you have to pay them, right? Obviously they're going to get you. They're going to put a hit on you. They're going to get your family. They're going to do whatever it takes to get your money. And that forcibly kind of... Anita came back. Then they pushed out Anita. What happened to this guy was he couldn't face his family. He killed himself. But that didn't do anything. Because even if you kill yourself, they can still go after your family for the money. It's sad. And we're going to talk about Habusha, who is a very well-known Japanese wrestler. He apparently was sued for the Japanese death matches, but he was very good in the ring. To show the highlights of the clips, he looked very good in the ring. Unfortunately, he got paralyzed when he tried to do a moonsault off the middle rope, not off the turnbuckle, but like the lion salt, and he slipped. And he did that move 1,000 times, no problem. But this one time he slipped and he paralyzed himself. Yeah, and he was paralyzed after that. There's something he did 1,000 times. And in this match, it was just a regular singles match. Nothing in this match that could have done this. Like, there was no weapons, there was no barbed wire, there was nothing like that. I should actually watch it. I'm not sure where this episode of Dark Side of the Ring. The next one. Let's see what the next Dark Side of the Ring is. Let me check it for you guys. Yeah, FMW. Biker bumps in bed and Johnny K9. I'm not sure what that is, but that's Thursday. It's Ion Oh, this is gonna be interesting. I don't know who it is, but I read Wiki. Yeah, I'm gonna check this out. That's gonna be very interesting. And then after that, we got on the 14th, Luna Vachon. And then October 21st, we got XPW, Extreme Pro Wrestling. And then the season finale at the end of October is Steroids Trial, United States versus Vince McMahon. Yep. That's gonna be fucking interesting, man. But this, I don't know who the next episode is, but I've read some of the Wikipedia stuff said based on who it's about. Yeah, I mean, like, oh my god, part of the devil worshipping and stuff. Yeah, Canadian wrestler too. But let's go to Wrestling Weekly Review. So basically, I did a draft, right? I did not see Raw last week, but I don't think I need to cover it. NXT 2.0. So NXT 2.0 was the women's show, right? Heavily featured. The main event we saw Raquel Gonzalez versus Frankie Monet for the women's title, the NXT women's title. I didn't think the match was very good, but I don't think the story of the match was the match. I think the ending was the match when Toxic Attraction stood tall over Raquel Gonzalez beating Raquel Gonzalez. Mandy Rose wants the title. And earlier in the night, JC James or whatever and Gigi Dolan lost to Zoe Stark and Io Shirai for the WWE NXT Tag Team titles, which is a solid match. What else was there? Oh, we saw the honeymoon with Indy Hartwell and Dexter Lumis, and we saw that the Garganos were spying on him. It was very funny skit. It was very funny. He went to the beach, and Gargano and Candice LeRae were spying on him with the binoculars, and Gargano snuck into their hotel room because they're afraid of pregnancy and stuff like that. And he made sure they had condoms, and they had a lot of condoms. And he hid into he saw them coming back to the room, so he hid in the closet. And they're giving and Andy Hartwell and Dexter were like the way they were talking. Gargano thought they were having sex. Hartwell fell asleep. Gargano managed to sneak out, and Dexter Lumis woke up, and Lumis went like this because of the condom stuff. It's pretty hilarious. Tonight we got MSK being confronted by James Drake and Gibson, Grizzly Young Veterans. And then we got Carmelo Hayes and I forget his name, come out. And then we got the Josh Briggs and the other guy. I forgot the other guy's name. I'll figure it out tonight. I'm gonna write it down in the description for tonight's show. Come out to confront each other. Hey, and they're gonna have a match tonight. It's gonna be an 8-man tag, 4-4. No, 4-4. But yeah, let's get to AEW Dynamite. AEW Dynamite. Cole, was it Cole? Cole versus Jungle Boy versus Jungle Boy, which is a good solid match. Trey something, thank you. He won the match. Jungle Boy lost the match. Cole, low blow, and then he won whatever. It's Jungle Boy. Oh yeah, CM Punk was a commentary for the whole 2 hours. What else was there? Dynamite. We got the Elite coming out, Omega coming out, saying he's not going to give a match to Daniel Bryan and not a rematch to Bryan Danielson. And out comes Bryan Danielson, says Omega doesn't have any balls, chant Kenny no balls, stuff like that. And then Bryan Danielson along with Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, and Christian confronted Elite. What else? What was the women's match? What was the women's match? I forget. Oh, fuck. Dante Martin match, Sydal versus American Nightmare Cody Rhodes and Arn Anderson and Lee Johnson. They looked good. Dante Martin, Matt Sydal. Dante Martin's young. He looked really good. Matt Sydal, you know about Matt Sydal, Evan Bourne. You know my feelings on Cody Rhodes. But I did like Arn Anderson. There's a big difference between you and me. You pull up to a red light, a man jerks your door open, and you say, out of the car, I'm taking your car. You say, okay, take it. Just don't hurt me. You know what I'll do? I'll pull out the Glock and put it in his forehead and spill his brains all over the concrete. I'll be damned if I'm going to coach a loser. Come on with Lee. Come on with Lee. And listen to me, said Arn Anderson. Yeah, I remember that. Armed Anderson. Arm Anderson. Oh yeah, John Moxley Kingston teamed up with Darby Allin to beat Bear Country, Bear Boulder, and Bear Bonds with Anthony Green. Anthony Green was August Gray on NXT. And now, just remember, Leo Rush is All Elite. Leo Rush, who was in Casino Battle Royal, is officially All Elite. Oh yeah, Hikaru Shida is going to face Serena Deeb tomorrow on Dynamite. And if Shida wins, she'll be the first women's wrestler to get 50 wins in AEW. And Penelope Ford and the Bunny versus Anna Jay and Tay Conti. Oh yeah, that's the match. And Anna Jay and whatever. Now after that, Darby Allin and MJF were breaking promos against each other. And MJF got personal with Darby. Really durable. Personal. Referring to his uncle. And looks like we get Darby versus MJF. And then we got the TNT Championship match. We got the championship match. Miro versus Sammy Guevara. I like Miro. Miro's been booked strong, very strong. But I felt like when I'm going in this match, I'm not surprised Sammy Guevara would win. And Sammy Guevara did win. And become the new TNT champion, giving Miro his first loss in AEW ever. And now Sammy Guevara is the new TNT champion. That's Dynamite. And I'm going to preview Dynamite for tomorrow. I'll start the stream up for tomorrow. I gotta set the stream up for NXT. I only got the thumbnail up for that. And then let's get to SmackDown. Oh, I think I pretty much talked about SmackDown. They're Bear Country. I don't know who they are. Who else? Rampage. Oh, Jade Cargill defeated Thunder Rosa and Nyla Rose. You could tell Jade Cargill, they're giving her a huge push. Giving her a huge push. You know what? You're not being mean at all. You don't care. You don't care. That doesn't mean you're being mean. Yeah, Jade Cargill. This is a big win for. She beat a former champion in Nyla Rose and Thunder Rosa. It's not a former AEW champion, but a former NWA champion and a very well-known wrestler, women's wrestler among the world. Was never in WWE, and that's a huge win for Jericho. She's definitely getting a huge push. And I did not see the main event because I kind of fell asleep, and I did not see the main event. Sometimes, you know why it is? I don't know why. And Brian Danielson versus, which Jackson brother was it? I think it was the younger one, right? was a good match. You know, obviously stuff came in, the leak came out, and then you know, Brian Danielson's friends came out, and yeah. And I think I think tomorrow we're gonna have the Young Bucks and Adam Cole, if I'm correct. But I don't think Omega's in it. I think it's gonna be. Yeah, Nick. I think they say Nick is the better. If they have a singles match, I think they say Nick is the better of the two in the match. But I think this week we're gonna have Adam Cole and the Young Bucks versus Brian Danielson and Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. I think. Yeah, Dick Jackson. Yeah, that's what, that's what everybody says. Everybody says when it's a singles match with one of the Jackson brothers, Nick Jackson is the actual standout of the two. Yeah. It's just that you don't see the Young Bucks in single matches very often. And let's see if there's any wrestling news. Oh, yes. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to show this clip. But maybe I could, if I don't get copywritten. Maybe I can't get away with this. Maybe I could get away with this. I almost forgot about this. Here we go. Yeah, Bailey is a free agent. So let me set this up. Then I'm gonna end the stream. All right. Where is it?
Giving people time to develop, giving people time to realize their potential. But on a long enough timeline, you got to your losses. Dana Brooke has all for giving people potential. But on a long enough timeline, you got to cut your losses. Dana Brooke has not accomplished much of anything. I'm all for.
So yeah. I missed that last night. I didn't miss that. I missed that quote by Corey Graves that everybody has potential, but she has potential for a long time, and it's time to cut her losses. You know what's funny? Like, I'm not a person who says, "Oh, this person should get fired." Like, people should lose their job. But it's like, I'm that kind of person. But like, they released Ruby Soho, the Iconics, other women wrestlers who have more success than Dana Brooke. And you would think they would release her. But you know why? They need jobbers. Yeah, he did bury her. Bad. He did bury her. That was a burial. That's a complete burial. I agree. I mean, she actually responded to it too. I'm going to read it to you. And then I'm going to end it. I'm all for giving people time to develop. Giving people time to realize, okay, I read that. But that's true, Josh. That might be one of the reasons he hasn't put. That's one of the reasons why he hasn't pushed Shayna Baszler. I think that's one of the reasons he hasn't pushed Shayna Baszler. And Nia Jax, no disrespect to her, is an exception to that rule. I think Nia Jax is an exception to that rule. Because I think Nia Jax gets a push because of who she's related to. But yeah, he did bury her. He did bury her. Bad. That was bad. I don't know if that came from him or came from the back. Because you know sometimes you have to say what the back, what they tell you in the back for the producers. But Dana Brooke is just here. Dana Brooke is really a jobber. Yeah, he does. But you know what, Liv. But people love Liv, and I think there's wrestlers in WWE that have a lot of tattoos. But I think overall, okay, I think it did come from Vince. But overall, I don't think a lot of people in the back, especially the old school wrestlers, who are now producers or agents, and Vince McMahon, I don't think they like a lot of wrestlers that have a lot of tattoos. I think in tattoos, if you have a lot of tattoos, it's kind of a turn off to most of them. I think there's only certain exceptions. Like Roman Reigns, I think it's an exception. I think most of the time, I think tattoos is a turn off to Vince McMahon. I think he doesn't see it as but some wrestlers could get away with it, like Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, those kind of people. I think with tattoos, I think he's old school and doesn't think tattoos are good. Unless you're guys like Roman Reigns or Randy Orton. Rhea Ripley. But Rhea Ripley has a lot of tattoos now. Yeah. Because you know why Liv got over, right? Because when she was in the Riot Squad, it's just how she is. Her personality. How Liv is in her personality. Outside and inside the ring. It's just how Liv was. And we could see it. That's why she was getting over. She was of the Riot Squad. Ruby Riott, we saw potential. We saw Ruby Riott. She was, I think she's underrated because he didn't use her, and now she's in AEW. And Liv Morgan of the Riot Squad was the most potential and was the most loved because of how she is. And Sarah Logan was like, okay, the Viking stuff, she does the wolf stuff, but you know what? That doesn't get any. It didn't get her over. Like the Riot Squad should have been tag team champions at one point, or something like that. The women's tag team champions, and now right now they've broken up all the tag teams in the women's division except for Rhea Ripley and Nikki ASH. So Nikki and Rhea Ripley and Nikki ASH don't have opponents because they broke up the tag teams. The reason Liv is not the leader, wasn't the leader, is because Ruby and Sarah were Sarah to accept. Liv was like basically young, kind of a rookie, and Ruby was a veteran, right? Was a veteran. So they wanted Liv to learn from Ruby and Sarah. On talking Raw, they split them up, and they also split up Shotzi and Tegan. They split up those two tag teams last night. Look it up. You can look up it on the internet. You'll see all the results. Tamina's on Raw and Natty's on SmackDown. And yeah, okay, guys, I gotta end it because I gotta go out for a bit. It was a long, and I gotta go bathroom. Yeah. So I'm gonna plug some stuff. NXT tonight, 2.0. AEW Dynamite tomorrow. Watch alongs. All watch alongs tomorrow. Thursday, NHL preview season. Friday, Smackdown watch along. And look up for videos, man. I have a Eternals video. She was, but Ruby, but yeah, but Liv, that's true. But Josh, there's a difference though. Ruby was a veteran in the wrestling industry longer than Liv. That's why. But yes, an Eternals video coming soon. And with that, guys, I really gotta go. So here, I really gotta go, and this would be a rush.
Too sweet! Sweet! Too sweet! Too sweet!
Yeah. And with that, too sweet, like, share, subscribe, whatever. And with that, AWO, Aaron Warder,